All right. All right. So welcome to our first board meeting under the new configuration. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 2:05 on September 11th. I'll ask for any additions to the agenda that I sent around earlier. Hearing none, then we'll move into the first item. When I do meetings like this, I like to get the actions out of the way in case people have to jump off. And so the first action will be making the transition from Mylan to Carolyn as new treasurer. I would entertain a motion to replace Mylan with Carolyn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All right, properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
And thank you, Mylan, for all your hard work over the years.
I second that. Carolyn, welcome. We've had this discussion. You are now officially on the XCOM, promoted from, you will now have dual hats, both treasurer and web diva. So go on to that.
Okay.
All right. So the meat of the meeting here is to go over the Constitution and bylaws. To make this as quick as possible, I would like to have any discussion and then any changes that people want to propose to the text, and then move as quickly as we can to approving the bylaws, either as they were presented or as amended. And then they will go to the membership for final approval in a couple of weeks. Does that sound all right to everybody?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So questions, changes?
I didn't have any beyond what we did at our meeting at Starbucks.
Yeah.
So I
And
thought,
Jen, I didn't either. All our questions were answered, so we'll leave it to somebody else.
The only change I would recommend is that you add to the membership committee the duty to keep a list of active members.
Okay, so I'm not going to put that in the Constitution, Mylan. I mean, that's just a function.
Right.
So I'm, as you saw in the red line, I cut a lot of what I consider padding out of the bylaws and Constitution because brevity is the soul of wit, right? And so let's make them witty bylaws and Constitution. So,
I like that.
And it's philosophically, we're a small organization. We're not gonna, the chances of getting sued or running into contentious situations is very, very slim. And this is a carryover from my OWAA days where Bill Powell was very cautious about adding padding to documents. They're a living document. If we see that there needs to be changes, we can make them. This isn't going to be set in stone. So if everybody's comfortable, then I would entertain a motion to approve the bylaws and Constitution as presented and sent onto the full membership for approval.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
second.
Second.
Duly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. All right, that's the next item done. Let me just make a note. Okay, and then finally, do we have any new members in the queue as the new bylaws provide. The board approves new members. And if we don't have any requests for new membership, then we can move on from there.
Didn't you get one? What's his name? Ron?
I didn't see one.
Tom, how are we getting new members? Are they coming through the website, applying there?
Yes.
And since Amanda is not taking membership things anymore, is someone getting them? Is that going to Carolyn?
Carolyn's doing it. Carolyn is our web diva, and she is the diva behind moving information from the website into the proper hands of the executive committee. So,
right. So to answer your question, when a message comes through, I have all my accounts linked. So when I see that somebody has submitted an application, I will forward that to both Tom and Nancy to take care of. So, and then it's also saved in the website, but I'm the one who's going to be monitoring and then just sending it to whomever would be held responsible for whatever action.
Okay. Sounds good.
So we did get a donation, but we did not get a new member request.
that's what I think you saw, Jennifer, was that donation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So. All right. All right. Well, then we can dispense with item number 3. As Carolyn just said, we've decided to maintain the website that's currently on the Wix platform, WIX platform. The reason I had looked at doing Substack was because I didn't understand how accomplished our web diva was. And once she walked me through it, I realized that making a switch to Substack was unnecessary. We'll maintain it as a platform if we want to use it, but right now, Carolyn has got it set up so that we've got a beautiful facing website. We'll be able to post articles from members as they're submitted, and I'll talk more about that at the annual meeting. And then run all our email newsletter lists through that platform. So thank you, Carolyn, for educating me, for doing all the hard work, and keeping us in one place.
Yes, definitely.
I'm going to go on to Nancy has pulled the list of all names and emails, which she gave to Carolyn, so Carolyn can put it in to make sure they're all in the content management system that is embedded in Wix in the website.
It's actually Carolyn's list that I pulled.
All right. Well, anyway, you guys,
It's the same list.
our very accomplished communications team managed to get this all in one place, and everybody, so we know, and we're going to operate on the assumption, since nobody has to pay dues, and we've taken criteria away from who has to be a member, that if you're on that list, you're a member of a VOWA, and you will have plenty of opportunity to opt out. But our goal is to be as welcoming and exclusive as possible. So we're going to go until we hear glass on that one.
And just to also reiterate that a couple of months ago, when we sent out our earlier e-blast, we gave people the opportunity to opt out at that time, and a couple did, but most didn't. And so I think we've eliminated those who don't want to be members. So.
And then on to joint DWR VOWA writing contest. Molly Kirk reached out to you, Marie, and I followed up with Molly, and they are interested in doing a writing contest. They reached out to us to say, hey, we don't want to step on your hem. If you guys are doing something, I said to Molly, we're in a transition, love to work together. let's have a conversation sometime in the future being fourth quarter of this year, um, about what that might look like. I gotta want to think through this a little bit, but my inclination is to deputize somebody to run that uh, program. And excuse me, I want to get through the annual meeting first and then sit down and maybe at a board meeting we can have another conversation about what that looks like. They are in no hurry to do this. So it's not like, hey, we've got something we got to cook out of here um, over at DWR anytime soon. Molly said we'd love to work with you and work on your schedule.
Just put on the microphone, I think.
So that's where that's going.
I think it can only serve to make people more aware of us and show people that we're active. So I don't see any downside to it. We may at the annual meeting get somebody else who wants to be involved, and so that the deputized person doesn't necessarily have to be this small group. We might be able to expand our resources.
Nancy and Tom, is Molly thinking of a youth contest or high school, college? What is she?
I don't think she's wed to anything. I think she's open to I think we were talking in terms of young people writing, but I don't know that it's, again, we didn't flesh it out because what I was first concerned about was, is this something imminent that we need to make a decision on? She's not, and so I want to sort of flesh it out with her. But also, I want to make sure that whoever does this has the time and is interested in following through on that. And to be honest with you, I won't have the time. So I want to get our ducks in a row sort of sequentially here before I take on new projects or offer up opportunities for new projects to the board or the membership. I want to make sure that we get the fundamentals squared away. So that's where we are today in the timeline of things getting done. Once we get through the annual meeting, then I feel like we can start looking at projects for folks to work on if they want to. So, does that help?
Yes.
Okay, good deal.
Thank you.
And the annual meeting will be Thursday, September 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. I gave us 2 hours. I don't know that we'll need it, but I gave it to us to have. And then I would like to schedule the next board meeting on December 11th. So we have one following the annual meeting. And if the annual meeting creates something where I think we need to get a board meeting together, then we'll do that. But if not, then I want to have quarterly board meetings. So early December tends to be a good time for Q4 board meetings generally. It's not in front of Thanksgiving, and it's far enough away for most people from Christmas. So that week usually the second week of December is board week for a lot of people. So
I will be out of town December 9th through 12th. So I can't do it on the 11th. I could do it on that Monday, the 8th. Or I could do it if you wanted to keep it on a Thursday, which we've been kind of doing. I could do it on the 4th or the 18th.
All right, let's see. Let me pull up December here. December month. I'm not wedded to Thursday at all. I'm just picking dates. So I can do the 8th.
How about Carolyn and Jen?
I cannot do the 18th, but I can do any other time.
The 8th. How does the
I cannot
8th
do
of
the
December?
18th, sorry. I have a conference on the 18th, but any other day, they're pretty much the same to me. So whatever works for you guys.
Okay. So anything other than the 18th is good for you.
The
Correct.
4th is good. Yeah, the 4th is good for me.
Nancy, do you have a preference, 4th or 8th?
It doesn't matter. Will this be at Verona again, or?
No, this would be
I know it's Zoom.
a full board meeting. This will be on Zoom.
Okay, yeah, no, either one of those is fine. The 4th or the 8th.
What time are we talking? Mid-afternoon again?
Yeah, I would think.
If it's mid-afternoon, it doesn't make any difference to me either.
And we're
Mornings are
talking
when I
December,
teach
right?
class.
Yeah, December. So we're looking at 4 p.m. December 4th.
2 to 4 or at 4?
Okay.
At 4 o'clock on December 4th.
Got it.
4 on 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Or at 4 on 4. Does that work?
Looks,
Yes.
Yes.
Then we're going to move it. All right. So that's that. All right, folks. That got through the agenda. I am all for short, sweet board meetings. So unless there's other stuff that we need to accomplish, I'm going to give you back the balance of your time. This recording will be, I'll figure out with Carolyn how we can put it on the website. But I will have it. And so if somebody says, gee, I want to know what the board did, I'll be able to send them a link to a file that
Sounds
has it.
good.
All right.
Just a quick question on the
Sure.
annual meeting. Do we want to do any kind of agenda?
Oh, I'm working on it. Oh, I'll have an agenda for sure.
Okay, all right.
But I wanted to get through the board meeting before I put out the agenda to
Okay.
folks. I will do that either tomorrow or early next week.
All right.
But the big discussion there will be bylaws, and hopefully it'll go as smoothly as this one did.
Mhm. Do we want to, and maybe this is for the next board meeting, but we've talked about maybe having a place on the website where people can post articles or photos or things like that.
Yeah, that's it. That's an easy thing to do. It's just, it would be easier for me to have you as writers decide what you want before I start planning it, because it really doesn't take much on the design end. So I'll let you figure out how many we're talking about, how you want to access it, all that stuff we can talk about.
So Nancy, let's have that discussion at XCOM.
Okay.
And sort of plan out what that would look like. And then maybe after the annual meeting, we can then put out guidelines on what that would look like.
Okay. Sounds good.
So much like we've discussed before, it's you send your copy or your photos to Carolyn, and she posts them. But we want to make sure people understand they aren't going to get edited.
Mm-hmm.
That she's going to format them the way that works for her, as opposed to what somebody else might want. So it's going to be as labor unintensive for Carolyn as possible. And I'm going to be super strict about that. We are not going to take stuff that people have to edit. And if you put typos in the copy you sent, Carolyn's not going to have to do copy editing. It's going to live up there, and you can request a change, but I'm going to not formally, but informally have a 3 strikes, you're out. You ask 3 times to change something, you're not going to get to post in the future.
Right.
Or you can, but you're not going to get changes made. We're going to live with them. You're going to live with them, right?
Okay.
It's going to be like a magazine. Once the printing press goes, it's there. It's there. Because this is a volunteer organization with busy people. So we're not, somebody wants to start throwing $100,000 checks around to each of us, then we can talk about working for people. But until that happens, short
Okay.
pay, volunteers.
And we have I apologize for this, but do we have the next XCOM meeting scheduled?
No, I will shoot a note around.
Okay.
I wanted to get through the board meeting.
Yep. That's what I figured.
All right, I am going to pause or stop the recording. Let's see.